everybody, welcome to another recap of Survivor Nicaragua. Last time it was the merge. It's always the best when they have the merge. And Alina was sacrificed. Too bad. Alright, so Marty, who is now known as Jackass Mr. Farty, he was a total jerk at Tribal Council. He totally called out Jane. And now he's wondering who put his name down. Do you really need to wonder, Marty? Marty then tries to orchestrate a plan to finish the job and get rid of Jane. He wants everyone to say that they're voting for Naonka, but in actuality, at the last minute, vote for Jane. So it's time for the reward challenge. 2 teams. It's going to be an obstacle course, and they have to get 3 keys, and then at the end, open up the 3 locks to raise their flag. So the prize, you ask, it's a canopy tour and a Survivor barbecue. Now, when they had said that, I was like, ooh, Survivor barbecue, they're going to eat the losers? No, but it was just as good. All right, and miraculously, the teams divided up to men versus the women. That is crazy. What are the odds of that happening? And Chase was the only one not selected, so he got to choose which team he wanted to support and would take part in the reward if that team won. And he chose the women, which was kind of an interesting strategy. Alright, so this obstacle course was crazy. I mean, they had to like break through 2 brick walls, break through like this bamboo Jenga thing. It was crazy. And at first I was like, oh man, how are they dragging Dan through this? And then Jane totally lost it and like collapsed. I mean, she was like a piece of dead meat toward the end. And the guys, they definitely were overmatched in regards to the women, and they just blasted through it and they won. So Jeff has to play his little social games, his Survivor Facebook games, and be like, well, would any of you guys want to give up your spot for the ladies? Does anybody's alliance, you know, mean anything? Blah, blah, blah. Of course not. They want to eat, Jeff. Eating's important. And he pulls out of the bag my favorite line, Survivor, like every week. I got nothing for you. Get out of here. I love that. I'm sorry. It's just so, like, talk to the hand. Alright, so it's reward time, and the guys totally have a bonding experience. Well, at least they pretended to anyway. And Marty tries to sell all of the guys on his plan to get rid of Jane, and they seem to be on board. And Sash has to put his ridiculous 2 cents in about, oh, Brenda trusts me 100%, but I only trust her 95%. Yeah, okay. Are you so sure? Because I think she could use you like toilet paper, Sash. Seriously. Alright, so back at camp, the ladies and Chase, they want to get Marty out because they're through with him. He's useless. Chase and Brenda, they ain't what they used to be. Remember in the beginning when they had a little thing going on? It ain't like that anymore. And Chase is one of those women. He's worrying constantly. And you know what? Brenda's like a guy because she can't take it. She wants to break up. Not that they're going out or anything. It's annoying. And Naonka and Brenda, they're like strong women. And they don't need some guy like, you know, wigging out on them all the time. So it's time for the immunity challenge. And finally, it's like not a physical challenge. It's a memory test. It's like playing Simon Says with these little symbols. And Naonka and Jane were the first ones out, followed by Dan. All of the great minds there got out right away. It came down to Marty and Brenda. It was like evil versus not as evil. And Brenda won. I'm not going to say which one she is. So Fabio hates playing stupid, okay? And that's the smartest thing to do right now. And it's the easiest thing, too. For him, I guess. He calls it being cool. I just call it being Fabio. Alright, so Sash and Brenda have a little meeting of the minds. They think they're in charge. I guess they are for the next 5 minutes. I don't know. We'll see how long that lasts anyhow. And they're debating whether or not they're going to keep Marty. They might think it's beneficial to keep him around a little bit longer. But at Tribal, Jeff does his little interviews. Yes, the guys bonded, but Marty just can't keep his mouth shut. And he's like, yeah, I still stand by my Jane should go because she's a huge threat. Somehow, Marty decides to turn his attention from Jane and now to include Naonka. I guess to make her think that everybody was still voting for her. Really? Marty says that she's like the worst person ever because there's nothing worse than a liar and a cheat and a steal. You mean someone who steals? Not a steal? That was weird. But then, you know what? You pissed off the Nay because she goes into this tirade saying that Marty is like the worst person in the world and she hates everything about him. She hates his ass face. It's crazy, and Jeff is totally like speechless because he's never seen anyone like Naonka, and I'm gonna have to agree with him. I've never seen anyone like her. Not on Survivor anyway. So she puts the final nail in the coffin and even flips off Marty during the vote. Well, Jeff read the vote, and you know what? You might as well stick a fork in Marty because he's done. Oh, poor Marty. Does it hurt to go home with the idol, not using it? I guess it does. Even though he wouldn't change a thing. All right, next time. They show everyone freaking out. Like, this is the most weird, awful thing ever. It's like the day from hell, and we don't know what it is. It's like Pulp Fiction when they open the friggin' suitcase. What's in the suitcase? Now we're gonna have to wait till next week. Till then, much love.